What's up, everybody? It's me, Jum Jumington, former CEO of Jumington Dynamics, broadcasting live, finally, from the Jumington Dynamics Auxiliary Hazardous Materials Storage Facility somewhere in the world. What a day. Apologize for the delay, especially if you came here and saw the live that was still scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, the YouTube Studio app doesn't for some reason give me access to this, and it's like a constant struggle on a mobile phone to access the YouTube webpage to make that change. I just couldn't get into it to change the time. I tried to put the information out every avenue I had to let people know it was going to be delayed. Oh, yeah, actually, just based out of Arizona. I wish. I shouldn't say so much. I'm somewhere in the world, and that's the most information I can provide legally. So, how's everybody doing this evening? Hopefully you're all doing well. I see Flash, I see Silas, I see Zane, my man Zane. There's Sky. Welcome, Sky. I saw David here earlier, David Martinez. Yeah, so somewhere in an old company facility, like horror movie monster. That is my dream. That's what I want. If people view me as that, That is a dream fulfilled. Been wine drunk for the past few hours, still going strong. What kind of wine? What kind of wine? You drinking like a Merlot, like a nice Rinsler? What sort of wine? Has anyone talked about Flash's memes on stream yet? I mentioned it because he usually lets me know, like he's posting them live while I'm streaming. They are quite delightful. That's why you should join the Discord, the Jum Jumington Discord, the Jumington Dynamics Discord. Link in the description, so you can catch up with all of the activity, especially Flash's memes. Just keeps busting funny things out. I feel like he should faces of everyone. Yeah, he needs them. He needs to get clips of everyone. I quite enjoy them. Discord. No, I don't got any bots running Sky. That's a nice try. I can't copy and paste that. Where is it? I don't have that active in my clipboard. Where are you? Where are you, Discord? Let me copy this. It is something I'm working on, but I have not. The time that I should have spent working on that, getting like commands working through a variety of means to get stuff up in there, was instead spent resizing all of my NES cards in my 3D model. And it's funny because I just posted like a nice 4K render of the shelves in the Discord, because you don't really see the shelves that much on stream. These shelves back here that I do update semi-frequently as I add new games into. You can see there's tonight's game, Shadow of the Comet. It's right there in its CD case. I do add games pretty regularly in there, except that when I was working on it, I realized that because I had made them first before I had a real system for setting scale, all of the NES cartridges were too big. And so were the SNES cartridges. And so were the Game Boy cartridges. Everything up till when I started making the CD cases was like scaled inappropriately. So I finally rescaled them. You can barely see them, but they're there and they're fixed. Things that everyone can crop out a little face for the link. Yeah. You don't like your magical fingers? You don't like my magical fingers? Why does everybody dislike my hands? Everybody, I don't need your anti-prosthetic discriminatory attitudes here. We got to make do with what you got. My nice luscious nails. They're good for, getting in there, getting in the crevices of the beard where the itchy stuff lives. Just, yeah, that's nice. I know you're not supposed to put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear, but like sometimes you just gotta get it in there and give it a little wiggle, maybe fish around the eyeballs a little bit. I wouldn't recommend it. These are artificial, not for real eyes, but sometimes you got to get, you got moss in there and stuff. Maybe get a little pick. With nails this long, you're coming away with something. You might not want to. Oh, you get some microplastics in my system. That's right. Until they start the Cheeto nail hate. That's I like it. Thanks, I hate it. Well, join the club. It's a big club, and you're all in it, I guess. Get some olive oil in those ears. Yeah, I've been told that I've never really had issues with my ears, but I don't like Q-tip them or something. Like usually just like the outside of the ear. You have a little scritchy scratch, like a cat, like a dog, perhaps, like a little animal, and that's just like right outside. Don't dig in there. Don't dig in there. That's how they get you. You know what? I really love watching like impacted wax removal videos. It's really interesting to me, and it's just like satisfying seeing like a giant ball of wax, relatively speaking. Ear's pretty small. A giant ball of wax get pulled out. Oh, that's nice. Those hard earwax. It goes to the health center and get her ear spirits. Yeah. I just want Jum to return to live chat. What do you mean? Oh, I was saying you're late. If you got any more late, would have given you push down the stairs. Oh, Perheadmo. Welcome, Perheadmo. Welcome. Oh, there's David Martinez back again. Welcome. So today, is one of the days of the week that I travel out to the distant lands of my father's house and drag him out of the house to get him something to eat and take care of things around his house. And I found out that his toilet was leaking. And you can't mess around with water leaks. That starts real small and becomes a real big problem. So I had to work on that, and boy, that was fun. So the specific problem, the first problem, I'll start there. Spoilers, it wasn't the only one. The first problem is that the bolt attaching the toilet tank to the toilet proper, right, has like a rubber washer that seals it so that water doesn't leak out. And that had degraded because it was old, right? And also, you know, my father has some mobility issues, so he kind of supports himself a little bit on the back of the toilet when he's, you know, getting it out of there. It kind of jostles a bit. Not his fault, right? This is just old. The rubber wears down. It happens with all water-based stuff. Water just gets in there and wrecks stuff, right? Well, by this point, like, the nut on the bolt was pretty much just welded in place, and it's like a big flathead screw with a nut on the other side, right? So I gotta drain all the water out of there. If you've ever worked on a toilet tank, the back of the toilet, like, the water doesn't all go out when you flush it. You turn the water off, you flush it. There's still some water in there. So you gotta sit there like you're bailing out a little boat and get all that water out of there. Luckily, it's not like toilet water, right? Nobody's used this to you know, relieve themselves, ideally. It just kind of sits in that tank, so it's relatively clean, right? But I gotta sit there with an old turkey baster, like scooping water out of there, or like a little like bathroom cup or something to move the water out of there, so it doesn't all just dump out when I take this out. Great. So then I go to work on this thing, and the nut is not coming off. I can't get like a good grip on it because water has been dripping down it long enough, unknown, that it's just like eaten off a lot of the metal. The flathead in the inside, I can't get any torsion on it. So what I ended up having to do was get a Dremel and a cutting disc and saw through the top of this bolt inside the toilet tank, which is it's a pretty awkward position. Chisel up enough of the metal off of it so I could feed the bolt through. So it was not a quick fix. It was a real pain in the butt. The other one, there's two of them in there. The other one came out pretty easily. Then I had to go to the hardware store and get that replaced. While I'm working on this, I realized that the water shutoff valve has a small drip, which again, it starts small. It'll become much bigger. I'm going to have to deal with that another time. I've got a little cup under it. I've got it tightened up. It's like once every 5 minutes, a droplet of water comes out. But I will have to deal with that. That's a little bit more involved because now I got to shut water off through the whole house, because that's the next cutoff in line is the whole house loses water. And either repair that valve or saw it off and put a new one on. And that's, you know, if you think about where your toilet is, probably not a lot of room to work around it. I've had to do a lot of work on his toilets out there just because the house is so old. So, you know, that was, once I realized that I was going to have to do some heavy work on that, I was like, well, I'm not going to make this stream. I'm not going to make the time. And then while we're eating lunch, I'm like wrestling with my phone, like, let me edit the start time. No, can't get to it. YouTube has a YouTube Studio app. If you go on your mobile phone to YouTube and try to access the studio settings, it will send you to the app unless you tell it to use desktop mode. And then I also have to tell it to open a new tab. Otherwise, even on desktop mode, it still tries to go open the app. That does not let me access the community posts through the studio app. And that just goes through the regular YouTube app. It's still weird. It doesn't let me access my streams to schedule anything or to change schedules. If I go through the website, like I would on my home browser, that's where I would do it, except that none of the pages will load. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing. There's a bunch of hot garbage there. Rather frustrating, rather aggravating. So I'm pretty like cramped up, right? I've been curled up beside this toilet working these bolts. Just not a fun time. It is fixed. At least the tank part of it. It is fixed. Yeah, you can fix those. You could just get like the, toilet tank bolts. It's bolts, nuts, and some rubber washers. It's pretty easy. The hardest part is getting the old stuff out, but then you got to drain that water, otherwise you got a huge mess. Yeah, time intensive. It is. It was. Ugh. And then my dear old pops, like the other end of it is that, and the reason I had to pull off the road is that he lives an hour to an hour and a half, depending on traffic and weather, away from me, right? So like, even when I wrap that up, it's like it's still going to take me an hour to an hour and 30 minutes to get back to either home or to the Jumington Dynamics auxiliary hazardous material storage facility. They're very close. I mean, more or less, my home is just a hole in the ground somewhere near the property. I can't sleep here at night. I've tried. The night cleaners don't like it. They come for me. So I take the relative safety of a I'll just call it a pit. And that's where I lay my head at night. Jim lives in the Zelda NPC home. I do have some torches in there, so it is very much like the old man's hovel, his little subterranean cavern. It's like that. A lot more raccoons though, a lot more animals, which I guess is probably normal. It's more their land than mine, I suppose. Like the Deku scrubs, yeah. I wish I had some tree powers though. That would help me out. Probably be more acclimated to the nightmare that is living. So that was my exciting day. Well, then I got back here and you may hear, probably won't, but I'll just tell you now. My young nephew is climbing around up in the ceiling, playing Fortnite with his pals. Because apparently their furnace is broken. So that's something else I'll have to help them look at. So yeah, it's that time of year again where everyone's stuff starts breaking. And I'm like, well, I can't just let that go. I think that furnace is just gonna have to get replaced. It's old. Nephew is a raccoon. No, my nephew's not a raccoon. I mean, there are raccoons up in the ceiling. My nephew is, 100% human. Well, as far as I know, I wasn't there for any of that. But as far as I know, he's human. What did you do? I didn't do anything. It's just there's not a lot of place around. He likes to cavort and caper, up in the ceiling or on the roof, either or. I got like there's a hobo drum fire up there. He's got a little gaming chair. He's got a PS5 set up there. He's fine. I got a remote doorbell, a silent doorbell he can ring if he needs anything or if anything starts giving him trouble. The room's pretty safe from the night cleaners, so he should be fine up there. The raccoons don't hang out up there. They stay inside where it's warm. They fear the fire, so that's, that helps out. But he's fine. He'll be all right. Probably. Legally, it's not my responsibility. So I'm in the clear there. Morally, perhaps not. But if I had morals, I probably wouldn't have become a CEO. Those two don't generally go together. Jim gave him a club for self-defense. Well, he's got the PS5 controller. I mean, those things are pretty weighty. The raccoons have him. He's one of them now. Oh, I hope not. I mean, I'm not so far gone that I couldn't tell the difference. Although I can't envision a scenario where he has hollowed out some raccoons to make a coat. But even that's a little bit like wetter than I think he'd want to get, right? He doesn't want to fish around raccoon guts. I'll just have to closely eyeball the raccoons that come into the rest of the property when I usually take my time to haul them out of there. So yeah, that was it's aggravating. Like going out there is aggravating enough, right? Because like the drive kind of sucks. It's a straight shot. I'll say that. But like traffic sucks. There's a lot of trucks. I've gone through two windshields now because of traffic out there, like kicking up rocks. especially as you get closer where people are like, speed limit 65, how about 50? I'm like, how about you get off the road? Sitting up there wearing one of them as a cap like Davy Crockett. I hope he cleans it first. Like a lot of diseases in those critters. Raccoons, yes. Possums. And if it was possums, I wouldn't feel as bad because possums are not fully, but mostly immune to rabies, and they eat a lot of ticks. Possums are awesome critters. You're gonna make it because you're going too fast. We just have to assume you're slowing us down. I was going as fast as I could. I was doing everything I could. And then there's construction going on. I hate driving anymore. Say the same thing. I feel like such a bitter, angry old person, but it's like people are such terrible drivers on the road. People are obnoxious in the stores. I just don't want to go out where the people are. I want to be inside with my video games, my hobo drum fire, and my raccoons. Public transport for the win. I wish. I tried to hook my dad up, not so that I could like not go out there, right? But I tried to hook him up with like a means of calling a cab for himself. He cannot use a smartphone. He can't handle the technology, and he can't see the screen, right? So like Uber and that sort of thing is just like out the window. He was very much against it, and the whole thing just kind of fell apart, which was, it's okay. It bothers me that he's so reliant on me for transportation because I can't be out there all the time. I'm out there a lot, but it sucks being homebound. It sucks being homebound if you don't want to be. If you don't want to be a hermit and you're forced to be a hermit, it blows. If you want to be a hermit and you're forced to leave the house, it blows. If we could reverse our roles, right, it'd probably be okay. But then I'd be blind, and I don't think I'd like that. But then he wouldn't be blind, and I would be happy with that. It's a real gift to the man giant. Also, congestion pricing. How does the congestion pricing work? I have seen that come up. I don't live anywhere near where something like that comes up. How do they bill that? Like, where's the money like changing hands for that? Is it like a toll thing? I saw that come up, but I wasn't sure like in the context of like what roads or where people are being billed for that. Near Times Square on traffic seems better. I'll have to look that up because I'm curious like where they're actually buying that. Definitely weird in the store. This guy was selling Dream chocolate cases for $35. Make you high on life. Oh no. I always wanted to be a crab. Give it enough time, Perheadmo, and nature will take its course, and you can carcinize. You can become one with the crabs. I hit some screws loose. Could be. Oh, they just implemented it. He was the bus town next week. So with the bus wait times. Yeah, a hermit crab. I get it. I'm already cancer. Oh no, Sky. No. I understand for Hemmo. I thought you might have seen that video on carcinization. Blame Zane. We all blame Zane. Or Scorpion. Are you a Scorpio? Like Hank Scorpio? I love that Hank Scorpio episode of The Simpsons. He's not streaming wrestling anymore. Oh no, what happened? Why did he stop the wrestling stream? I never got a chance to watch it. I kept missing it. Damn it. I've squandered my time on this sweet earth by failing to reach that. Oh, well, we got some papers to look at. I don't know if we need to look at them now or if it'll come up later. But this game came with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 handouts. And I don't know if it's part of the backstory or what. So I didn't get a clear indication if I should read these beforehand or not. Just on Sundays. I was on time last week. Ooh. Taurus here. Taurus. The bull. I think Scorpio's a man I would work and die for. Yeah, he seemed like a great boss, right? I mean, he did kill the Simpsons universe James Bond, but like, that's a risk of the business right there. Yeah, I'm gonna use the flamethrower. Yes. Libra. Also Scorpio here. Also Scorpio. That also made that episode even better for me, because it was like, oh, he's just like me. He's just like me. He's got beard. He's Scorpio. Spoiled by YouTube. Tiffany as well. Tiffany Stratton. I don't know who Tiffany Stratton is. Is that a wrestling thing? Was dubious morals. So just like you. Yeah. Look, you can't make it in the business world with morals. That's just all there is to it. Morals and ethics in business do not mix. You will not be successful. You want to get rich in this life, you gotta walk on a lot of people, all right? You gotta pave that road with all kinds of bodies. And anyone who tells you otherwise is just digging a hole and trying to lead you into it. You know what I'm saying? You're either on the top of the food chain or you're the food. Wait, that makes it sound like I'm just saying, right? You can't become a successful CEO if you let like morality get in the way of things. You want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. Get the shovel and call Hulk Hogan. Call me Hulk Hogan. You can't bury me. Others have tried. Better men have tried. Could be good to your workers and crush all the competition, make a monopoly. Yeah, see, the thing about that is you can be good to your workers, right? But someone else is going to be better to their workers in the short term to attract all of them away. And then they'll run you out of business, and then they'll treat them like dirt. That happens frequently in business. That's a good tactic. You offer better wages, better compensation, a better overall deal to drive your competitors out of business. And then once there's nowhere else for the workers to go, that's when you break out the horse whips and start cracking. And they might leave, but where are they going to go? You've crushed everybody else. You've seen the business episode of the Whitest Kids You Know? I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've seen. Is that very confusing? Something else? Just they end up cloning themselves at some point. I'm just saying. I'm the former CEO, so like everybody's safe, right? I can't take any hostile business actions towards anyone anymore. I'm not allowed. But let me tell you, once this bankruptcy deal gets settled, and we'll get back on my feet. Watch out, world. Watch out. Jum is real, and he can't hurt you. True. Legally, I can't. But once the courts settle on all this stuff, oh boy. Put so many dangerous products out on the market. Let me tell you. These days, you need to stream a business CEO game. If I can find one that lets me be as mercilessly evil as real CEOs, I will absolutely. This is probably going to get me flagged. I'm never referencing any specific entities, just a general idea of business CEOs, which I think universally we can agree are pretty much evil. And that's all I'll say about that. I should move on from this topic. Jump's chat hates drunk me. What are you saying, Sky? What are you spitting in my chat there? What are you putting there? Isn't it just Roller Coaster Tycoon? I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Like the Ratchet and Clank Crotchinator reel. Yeah, it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. Oh, chaos. Just a taste. Just a taste of chaos. All right, let's go over to the game screen. Let's start some of this game. So I realized last night that, one thing that I do need to change with the way I run streams is I really gotta when I reach the 3 to 4 hour mark, I have to stop and look at the game and decide how much more of this game do I think there is, right? And if it's like an hour or two safely, right? Maybe keep going. Maybe. But if I think it's more than that, and that's hard to judge, maybe consider breaking it up. I noticed last night, like I really didn't want to break up Mega Man and Bass. But I got to a certain point where I was like, I could probably split it here because I'm at King, but I have no idea how much is going on there. I'll just keep going. And then it's like 1 a.m. and I'm like, oh man, I had to be up this morning. I still didn't finish it just because I died to that stupid flying part over and over again. And then I just like, I got to the end and was like, you know, it'd be great. The dog suit, but I've used all of the dog suit. Coffee. I do drink a lot of coffee. I had a lot of coffee today. That's one thing when I go out to visit my dad, we go out to a sit down restaurant and I drink like 5 or 6 cups of coffee while we're there. It's a lot more coffee than I usually drink on my own. I usually cut myself off by about noon. This is like 4 o'clock. I'm like slamming the coffee, which is fine because usually the day after I visit my dad, I don't have to be up in the morning, so I can be up super late. But it's not so much that I get like super tired, it's that like, you know, I do need to sleep, and sometimes I got to work on other stuff. And sometimes it makes it worse because if it's, let's say it is an 8-hour game, and if I do 2 4-hour streams, that's pretty consistent. But if I do a 6-hour stream and then a 2-hour stream, that's kind of weird, right? That's a problem I'm trying to avoid, and that's my technique. I'm not saying I've got a hard limit of 4 hours, but that's usually the time where I should stop and say, like, how much more do I really going to go here? Quit then pick up coffee when I need to wake up early consistently. I like the taste. I like the taste of coffee. I like the heat of coffee, the warmth of it, if you will. It feel good. They say drinking coffee is good for your health in some capacity. I don't keep track of it because I feel like a lot of that stuff, if you don't really dig into it, like it kind of goes back and forth like, well, this is really good for you, but actually it might be bad for you. But they say it could be good for you. It's like, what does science know? Science knows a lot, but it does change often, and most of that stuff is just like springing through the media. How do I know that? I hear a lot from my father. He's always up on whatever the news says, like this food you should eat. And he'll ask me to buy it, and he won't eat it. What are you going to rub those turnips on your knees? Is that going to help it? You want the health benefits? You got to eat this stuff. Oh, I heard broccoli is good for you, so buy some broccoli. I'm not going to eat the broccoli, but if it's in my fridge, by transitive properties, it will heal me. He is an enigma. All right, let's look at some slides here. I didn't get this in here. Let me get this in here. The manual, which I made a cropped edit of. There we go. This one is this one. It's not that one. That's my mom to rub beats her knees. It's wild. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that out there, and it usually doesn't do much. But what do I know? I'm no kind of doctor here. All right, this is from the manual. Let's take a look at the manual here, real quick before we begin. Shadow of the Comet. The year 1834. By studying certain manuscripts of evil repute in the British Museum, the distinguished man of science, Lord Boleskine. Where is my pointer's way down? I can bring it up. Lord Boleskine managed to pinpoint a secret place where the stars were said to appear both brighter and closer to the earth. Convinced that the manuscript deserved to be taken seriously, his lordship set sail for the coast of New England, where he made a number of sketches which proved the truth of his manuscripts. There was like mentions of this somewhat in Alone in the Dark and some of the backstory with that. As Halley's Comet came into view, Lord Boleskine suddenly became insane. Just like that. Just like that. He was repatriated by a fellow Englishman and confined to that wing of St. Andrew's Hospital reserved for dangerous lunatics. The writings and sketches he had made during his stay in New England were considered to be no more than the ravings of a diseased mind. His work was soon forgotten. 76 years later, you, John T. Parker, a young and intrepid astronomer, attempt to prove that during his visit to Illsmouth, not Innsmouth, Illsmouth, Lord Boleskine really did discover a unique stellar phenomenon of a most astounding nature. You intend to back your claims with the help of photography invented too late to be of help to Lord Boleskine. Yes, David, yes. Start showing him Morse code and his mind broke. But what did it say? What doots and deets did it provide his brain? What secret code did it invent for him? Having persuaded the editor of the British Scientific News to invest in your expedition, you arrive at Illsmouth on a fine spring morning in the year 1910. The hefty trunk containing your equipment, including a map and one of Boleskine's drawings, has already been delivered to Dr. Cobble's house, where you will be lodging during your visit. Unfortunately, the atmosphere of terror that hangs in the air of this village renders the beginning of your investigation a little difficult. Will anyone help you? The answer may be found in these few lines by B. Ryder, which preface Boleskine's travel diary. And if truth should sleep under the surface, help me chase the glare of this look that this night I saw dazzled by hope. However blind, it showed only a mirror. It's very unclear. Okay. I don't understand it. If truth should sleep under the surface, help me chase the glare of this look that this night I saw dazzled by hope. However blind, it showed only a mirror. Underground, mirror, blindness. The One Piece is real! Oh my, his mind couldn't take it. He saw the One Piece and folded like a cheap card table. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what that text feels like, I mean. Will you be able to discover the hidden truth? You have very little time left to dispel the shadow of the comet forever. Well, very nice. I'll just rename that for now. I had all this stuff in here. Random images. Often I don't name them, and then I end up with image 3, which is this. And then I'll find them later. And I should delete that. But I might need that again. Still waiting on that Jum collab, though. I gotta set that up. Every time it's you and like Inochi, we talked about doing Donkey Kong Country. And every time I'm like, yeah, this week I could set it up. Like a bunch of crap comes up and it's like, I really can't. I really can't do it. It's been tough. I will endeavor to get something moving with that. Where is my PDF? All right, we got some handouts. I'll try to read these as best I can off of my screen here. It's because I'm Canadian, isn't it? No, it's, it's for I'm just going to try and crack some joke. I don't want to make any joke about it. No, it seriously is just like I've had a hard time getting stuff together. From Halloween was like packed with Halloween stuff. And then after that, like the holidays just like bulldozered everything, and it's still going on. I still got stuff going on. I've still got like meat space meetups to contend with. Where is this? Let's get some. It's very quiet. Why is it so quiet? I got a better one here. No, we'll just go with that. Cthulhu is calling. Indeed he is, Kubi. Welcome in. Just going through some of these handouts. I don't know if I am supposed to read these before or after. So, in 1993, when this game shipped, it might not have been 93, because I've seen all of these in the CD-ROM version, which adds voice acting, but otherwise it's pretty much the same game. The same sort of thing happened with Alone in the Dark. When they went to CD, they added music and voice acting, but like the game is pretty much the same thing. So I can understand. But they had these handouts that came in the box, so I'm assuming I'm going to read these now. Maybe I need to read them later. It doesn't tell me in the manual. I don't know. This is from St. Andrew's Hospital. Confidential report concerning XN6? Number XN6? I'm not really sure. This is from 1885. Dear Inspector Lestrade. Ooh, Lestrade. Well now. Your inquiry... Oh my God. Your inquiry dated the 10th of July is yet another example of the remarkable degree of efficiency attained by the information gathering services of your splendid police force. Criminals beware. Lestrade? Yeah. Like Holmes, I believe. Lestrade. Or he's a vampire. It's a very vampire sounding name. I understand your wish to settle the regrettable business to which you refer once and for all, the horror that took place in that padded cell on the night of the 16th of November, 1837, left an indelible scar upon the minds of all those who witnessed it. Indeed, Sir Henry Wolton? I think Wolton? The then head of department was unable to recover from the profound shock and elected to retire in January 1838. Both as a... Why is it and psychiatrist? Both as an psychiatrist and as a witness to those events, I shall shed what light I can upon these aspects of the affair, which remain clouded in obscurity. I trust I may rely upon your legendary discretion, and I beg your indulgence. 48 years have passed since that tragic night, and my memory is not what it was. Fortunately, I'm feeling sick, though I have to dip. Watch the VOD later. Oh no! Well, I hope you feel better. Appreciate you stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoy the VOD. Take care. Feel better. I hope. Hopefully it's not the norovirus that has been going around. Lots of people getting sick. It's no good. It's no good. Wants to kill it. Yeah. It's almost as killer as the Death Note, but I guess both of those things failed to finish the job. Anyway, where was I? Memory not what it used to be. I mean, I don't have your full name, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. It's probably like I don't know, someone's pet somewhere named Perhenmo. Like a chihuahua. Oh, that is your full name? Oh, well. You made a Riot account. Oh no, Perhenmo, no. Oh no, Perhenmo, why did you make a Riot account? What are you alluding to? Perhenmo 001. The first. The Alpha and the Omega. Perhenmo Arden. You know how many people are their name in 001? I don't know. Usually if I can't get my name, I append like a completely random digit onto the end of it. which just makes it very confusing. And then if I have to change it from that, it goes up. So it'll be like something 47 and then 48 and 49. And that implies that I've been doing it for a lot longer. XN6. I don't know who this XNG, maybe? XN6? Some patient number 6? I'm not sure what that refers to. Was admitted to our care following a voyage from North America. When I assumed my functions at St. Andrews in 1836, he was prone to sudden bouts of violent frenzy. During such fits, the patient was a considerable danger to himself and to others. Confinement to a padded cell guaranteed his safety and precluded any possible attempted suicides, not uncommon with this category of madman. Notwithstanding his social position, XN6 was without family and had few friends. We had little trouble ensuring that his contact with others was restricted to these members of staff concerned with his treatment and with the cleanliness of his person and cell. Probably used a hose, I'm guessing, at the time. Sir Henry, the most distinguished psychiatrist of his day, took a great personal interest in the case and attempted a number of daring therapies. Indeed, XN6 seemed for a time to respond to mesmerism, or hypnosis, as it is sometimes called. There's a great movie involving hypnosis, The Cure. Or is it just Cure? I think it would just be Cure. 1997. No, not Cure Wounds 5e. Why would you do that? Why would you do this to me? Cure, 1997. Japanese neo-noir psychological horror film written and directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. It's a great movie. Highly recommend it. I should post this in the Discord. Found a trailer for it. It's on I think it's on archive.org. That's where I watched it last and I bought it. It's very good. Also, you have Mesmer from the expansion to the Shadow of the Erd Tree, expansion to the Elden Ring. He'll get you. Movie recommendation. I'll have to remember to post that in the Discord after this. It's a good one. It's a really good one. I highly recommend it. Posted a short film in the Discord. I did see it. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I opened the disc, popped it open and checked it out while I was on the side of the road posting earlier. Perp Scorp, what's up, J Money? Welcome in. Good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Yeah, I will check that stuff out when I wrap up the stream this evening. I did see your meme. Quite enjoyed it. I saw you post some stuff in the anime too. I was really digging that. I was like, wow, this intro looks very enticing. Sir Henry, the most distinguished psychiatrist of his day, took a great personal interest in the case and attempted a number of daring therapies. Indeed, XNG seemed for a time to respond to mesmerism and hypnosis, sometimes called. In the end, all his efforts proved to be in vain, however, and the patient's crazed fits became ever more frequent. During such moments, XNG would hurl himself against the padded walls of his cell while emitting wild screeches of terror. He foamed at the mouth quite profusely, and his eyes rolled uncontrollably. In a second phase of the fit, he would grow strangely calm and intone what sounded like religious chants in an unknown language. Unrelated, I highly recommend Dot's pretzel sticks. I do like a pretzel. That's pretzel sticks. Come in like a looks like a pouch. Pouch is delivered in. Tastes like Olive Garden breadsticks. Oh my god. Well, now I'm gonna have to go to the store. I haven't had Olive Garden in ages. What was I? Scroll down. Religious chants, unknown language. I'll read through this. How much more of this? Okay, there's not a ton more of this. I want to read through this. I don't want to... Let me know. I want to read through the rest of this, but please let me know if you are completely disinterested in the text of these handouts. This just seems like it's adding more flavor to, like, the man's crazy. Because I can read this stuff on my own time or as it comes up. It just adds some extra backstory and flavor to stuff. I like it when they did this because like it adds in some like newspaper clippings and stuff. Over Mega Man Zelda type of guy. We're not going to get very much of that with this game. Everything else is a buffer. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty there. I'll be back with that Mega Man and base soon. Stretch out too long. Ori was a gem. I was at, I think there are two of those Ori games. Weren't they? I think so. I heard good. I heard good. I don't know, it's fine by me. Oh, mystery piano. I still haven't fixed these buttons. The Blind Forest. Yeah, that's it. I heard a lot of good stuff about that. Language. Bad for streaming though. Really? Is it just in what way is it bad for streaming? I only knew that as like I thought that was described to me as a Metroidvania. Nobody cares about it? Nah. Well, honestly, I'm quite used to that. I get like a hit or miss on the games that I play. So I just kind of stream whatever. Except for there are some exceptions where like just nobody seemed interested. And it was like, all right, I could just play this my own time. People voted for it and still didn't care for it. It's short. I feel bad because I vote for that stuff, but then sometimes I'm not even awake when you're streaming, or I'm up, but like my day's just started and I'm like in and out of things. I do watch the VODs though. I do go back and watch VODs. Yeah, it's hard to judge. It's hard to judge because sometimes people will vote for a game they want to see, and then something comes up and they can't make the stream. Or sometimes they vote for it because they think they want to see it, and then they show up and they're like, yeah, but then there's this other game that someone else is playing. Sometimes people don't really know what they want. But that is unfortunate that it didn't hit the way you want it to. As long as the game's fun, but I get that if you're like trying to find something good to stream to hit the viewers. Yeah, that sucks. I can keep my place. What ghastly vision had he experienced during his visit to North America? Sir Henry was convinced, and I can only concur, that the cause of the unhappy mystery lay buried within the tortured mind of our patient. How were we to extract these terrible secrets? Quite without warning, the fits ceased. The patient remained in an advanced catatonic state. The straitjacket was deemed superfluous and removed. XN6 appeared to have given up the struggle for life. Had he decided to let himself expire? There was a storm on the night of the 16th of November. The atmosphere was heavy, and the heavens groaned with distant thunder. The patients were singularly restless, and only calmed down when it began to rain. The corridor housing our padded cells rang with frightened cries. It would have taken a great deal more to unsettle the nightkeeper, Barnes. At 10 o'clock, Sir Henry, who was treating an interesting case of lunacy in an adjacent cell, was astonished to overhear XN6 reciting a what? From the work of Milton. What is this? Aloud. Okay. Oh my God. Cursive. Why? Reciting aloud from the work of Milton. Oh, my lord of misery. Sir Henry, filled with hope, rushed over to his patient's side, ignoring Barnes' shout of warning. As the doctor's face, filled with kindly concern, leant forward, XN6's hands flew up and gripped Sir Henry's cheeks. The madman's long fingernails ripped the doctor's face. Oh my God. Blood dripped from a badly gashed lip. XN6 screamed gibberish, referring repeatedly to a certain Cthulhu. We know who that is. And claiming vengeance. And in return, Barnes ran up, his cudgel ready. XN6, seeing the keeper, released Sir Henry and leapt at Barnes with astonishing agility. As you know, Barnes' eyes were ripped from their sockets. Wow! The poor fellow died of blood poisoning several weeks later. X6, extenuated by his outburst, died of heart failure. Shortly afterwards, his final moments were not without pathos. His desperate efforts to twist free of the straitjacket reminded one of an undulating snake shedding its skin. Outlast one next week. Oh, that's a nice one. North America, the center of tentacle English horror. Yep. He's going to need some chapstick. He's going to need some super glue. Unfortunately, he's going to have to wait like 100 years for that. These people are all going to need some help, man. They're in a bad way. Then his face was filled with an expression of horror, as if he had become aware of the senseless destruction he had perpetrated. I shall never forget his look of disbelief when in a final moment of lucidity he discovered what his mouth had spat out, what his teeth had chewed. Oh! Pretty sure it means he ate the guy's eyeballs. The various reports, medical and legal, already in our possession will provide you with all the necessary details. Please find enclosed some documents from my personal files. How the blazes did you know? Was it our mutual friend, CD? Apart from the certificate countersigned by Dr. W, the materials of little use. Captain Robin's statement is as good an example as any. X6 had few, if any, objects of a personal nature upon admission to the hospital. I did indeed possess 3 of his sketches. His lordship was a gifted artist. But I parted with them not long ago. They will no doubt make an appearance in the sale rooms one of these days. Do please inform me when this unhappy case is finally closed. I am adding the address of my new surgery. I have decided to devote my life to the fight against the evils of poverty in the poorest areas of our great city. May God in his infinite pity grant that we forget. Your humble servant, Jack Thornton Reeves, intern in psychiatric medicine, private surgery, Mitre Square, Whitechapel, London. Whitechapel! Jack Thornton Reeves. A man named Jack in Whitechapel. Well, this is what, 1885? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Have they ever conclusively proven or have a strong enough theory of who Jack the Ripper was? I know it'd be hard to like really tie that up in a bow these days. Saucy Jack. Saucy Jack is the best name for Jack the Ripper. He's saucy. It's a general idea. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, where are they going to get eyewitness testimony? Forensic details. They're going to try and piece through stuff historically. They're down to a couple people by DNA can determine conclusively. Yeah, I think that was the last that I heard. There were strong theories about stuff, but they couldn't conclusively pin it on anybody at this point. But I think by giving him the name of Jack and putting him in, he's a doctor and he's in Whitechapel. I really, are they trying to say that he became Jack the Ripper? I'm curious about that. We have Captain Robin's report. There's a death certificate for this gentleman. Death Registrations Act of 1953. Certified copy of an entry of death pursuant to Births and Deaths Registration Act 1953. It's weird that they have a death certificate, certified copy of an entry of death based on the Death Registration Act of 1953, right? But like the game takes place in 1910. So like, where did this come from? Or a hairdresser. Babylon 5 had a good scene with them. Really? Babylon 5 had a Jack the Ripper scene? Makes sense lore-wise, like he was completing a ritual. Yeah. Record of Ragnarok, the best Jack the Ripper. Oh yeah, Jack the Ripper was in that plot hole, unplayable. It's very strange to have this. And it's dated 1837. It's just kind of weird. Was it supposed to say 1853? Is it 1953 BC? I'm confounded. Yeah, the Record of Ragnarok Jack the Ripper was really cool. What's everyone's thought on this sort of thing? I mean, Jack the Ripper was real, right? And like people died, right? There were legit victims of his crimes, right? But now you see him like pop up in like fictional works, get tied up in stories, like they make up some tale about like, oh yeah, there was this stuff going on, and that person became Jack the Ripper, right? And like that seems okay, right? But like, there's stuff if you bring up like more current stuff. That is December 1837 Death Registration Act 1952. That's what I'm saying. Like, they just don't line up. It's like they chose a modern form and then filled it out as though it were old. Or it's a typo and it's supposed to be 1853. That's the only other thing I think a character revealed in an episode of Jack the Ripper got abducted by aliens and brought to the station. Oh my God. I'll have to look that. I gotta find where's Babylon 5 is like streaming out there somewhere. That was a really good show. I don't remember when it first aired and then it disappeared for a while. This is more 1853s after 1853. No, you're right. It still doesn't work. I don't know what their game is here. I don't know what their game is. It's very, very strange. But so like this comes up from time to time where they bring up like a more modern, like a more current killer and use them in the work of fiction. And like, oh, that's really offensive. And it's like, people have no problem with like Jack the Ripper. People have no problem with this other stuff. Unless somebody does. I've never heard it. But I remember the Yick, that Y2K RPG. Yick, Y-I-I-K. They had some controversy on it, and one of it was that it in part features a story based on a person who mysteriously died in a hotel. I think it was in Canada. It was a somewhat famous case where the person was shown alone but acting erratically on security footage and then died, and that they made it part of the plot of the game, but it was fairly recent and people were very upset about it. And I'm like, well, what do you just wait? How long do you wait? What's the cutoff on that? How long do you wait before you can make a movie that is like time travelers have to go back to do stuff and then they end up causing 9/11, you know? Like, how long do you have to wait before people are just like, whatever? I think if the families of the victims are still alive, it could be in poor taste if the cast the killer was like a sexy actor. For most people, it's always going to be too soon. I don't know. I think eventually you're going to have people who, you know, enough people in the discourse who weren't even alive when that stuff happened. Gotta wait till it stops trending on Twitter. Oh, good luck with that. Someone will always make it hot. So just questioning the morality of someone the whole time in Babylon 5. You know, that's Saucy Jack likes to get in your head. I'd say 5 to 10 years. I think it depends a lot. I don't think there's like, you can put a consistent number on it, but I think it's disingenuous because like, oh, this is okay because it happened so long ago. Like, you can't possibly know anybody. Is that the only reason it matters? You didn't know the people involved in this other stuff. You weren't okay with it. You know, I think that any of those things can be done in poor taste, or can just be like, it's a neat, interesting, you know, story. Personally, I think the only people who are like family members of the victims are the ones who have like, or victims themselves, if they survive, have a real say in that. I mean, we're all playing, well, I don't know, I don't really play these anymore, but like World War II games, Gulf War games that are set around actual real world conflicts, military conflicts are real hot. Lots of people died in those. If you're not over it, your fault. But you're Canadian, Mo. You don't understand. I'm joking. I don't actually believe that. What's up, Buttercast? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But war is cool. That's what G.I. Joe taught me. And no one ever dies. It's G.I. Joe. People like to dissociate wars and conflict. That's whereas crime hits too close to home for them. Yeah. I think that there's like different eras of that. An era where people might legitimately be up in arms, and then the modern era where there may be people legitimately upset about something, but then there's a lot more people who are just like, here's a bandwagon I want to be a part of. I get to attack people? Sign me up. What is this for again? Don't care. Now I can go attack people on social media for, what's this cause again? Whatever. No one dies except the Nazis. That's right. Serpent Spears don't kill. G.I. Joe said so. Yeah. I'll never forgive them for that, for redubbing that G.I. Joe the movie so that Duke doesn't die. And it's so clear he's dead. It's so clear that he's meant to be dead. And they're just like, we can't kill Duke. The man got impaled by a poisonous viper. He's a dead man. You can't stab someone through the chest with a cobra and then just be like, yeah, he's okay. He's all right. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a venomous creature, right? It could have been a chunk of wood or a steel bar or whatever. The point is, he's got a hole in his chest. Whoever made it, you're meant to assume that because the snake stabbed him in the chest, that it also bit him and injected him with deadly venom. It's implied, but not, explicitly stated. Just like in Conan the Barbarian. Duke's dead. Fake Duke lives on. Are you kidding, YouTube? Really? Did you get bonked, David? The YouTube auto mod likes to hand out the bonk. Assuming that's what it was. Automata special, yeah. Like I've seen stuff that has blocked, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want that to get through. Yeah, I agree with that. And then there's other stuff that I'm like, it lets through. Like, no, you shouldn't have let that through. No, you really shouldn't have blocked that. It's very strange. I would say it's trying its best, but I don't give it that much credit. So yeah, this guy died in 1837. Occupation scientist, 54 years, heart attack. Signature registrar J. Watson. Watson? I don't want to add a comment. Okay. This is Forrester. We are. No, that's not. February 13th, 1832. My dear fellow, you will never cease to amaze me. Your endless quest for the unusual in literature leads you down dangerous paths. However, I am your friend, and what is more, would not presume to refuse a distinguished man of science. If your desire is to read the Necronomicon, good God, then so be it. Please allow me to urge caution. Being a lord of the realm will afford you no protection from the horror contained within the covers of this cursed work. Drop it on Wednesday. Once again, take great care. Look, man, I'm your friend, so I'll let you read the Necronomicon, but it's pretty rough. Anyway, see you Wednesday. Wow. Department of Maritime Inquiries for the Port of London. It was 1834. Statement by Captain Robbins, commander of the whaler Sea Shark. Investigator, J.S. Weed Estate, Assistant Commissioner of the Port of London. Statement. The last night we spent in the port of Illsmouth was eliminated by the passage of Halley's Comet. The men were in the tavern, spending some of their wages. Jones H. had paid for our cargo, and as I stood on deck where I could see smoke curling up from his fishery, black oily smoke that smelled of the sea, the wounded man skipped aboard ship and fainted. I did what I could for him. Those who were hunting him, some of whom I had already seen in Illsmouth, demanded to know if I had seen him. I could hardly allow such a bloodthirsty pack of savages have their way with one of Her Majesty's subjects. Some badly torn papers I found upon him informed me of the poor devil's nationality and precious little else. We were already at sea, hunting for fresh prey, when he at last woke up. A week later, he had regained much of his strength, but refused all discussion. His nights were troubled by nightmares. I told the crew what little I knew once we were clear of American waters. Alas, the crew's reaction was to whisper, "Jonas." The men were convinced that the evil eye was aboard the sea shark. They believed us to be jinxed. Mr. Oliver spat each time he crossed the stranger's path. The wind fell. The steamer Mermaid, which had left port a wee later than us, overtook our ship. Her captain told me that the stranger's belongings had been auctioned off. He mentioned a particularly fine rifle, sold for a ridiculously low price to pay a certain Jug, a landlord. Curious to know more about the man I had accepted on my ship, I attempted to take some of the drawings of the heavens he had rolled up beneath his clothing during his flight from the mob. My attempt caused the stranger to burst into a fit of great violence. When he had stabbed Mr. Oliver's leg with a fork, I thought it wise to have 5 of the men drag him down to the hold and restrain him with chains. That's probably good. He was a good man. He very well could be. The drawings were unusual. On one of them, sweat stains concealed an ill-formed monster, looking as it were below the color in the constellations. Moreover, the positions were quite erroneous. The sketches were clearly the work of a madman. From that moment, the crossing was a continuous stream of screaming and storms. No trace of a whale did we see. Recorded in London, the 17th of October, 1834. I, Captain George Robbins, do solemnly declare upon my oath and truthfulness of the statement made in the presence of J.S. Swedish State, His Gracious Majesty's Representative, Captain George Robbins. Okay. All right, we got some backstory. I feel satisfied. All right. Go.
My God, help me!
Let me know how the audio sits with you, if you would like it raised or lowered.
The book spoke the truth. Ah.
Oh, he's going wild, man. He's going wild. It's the blinking of a madman, Perhenmo. That's how you know he's crazy. Oh, yeah!
Hold tight, Crawford. They're coming. I can smell them.
You were right, Doctor. It's hopeless. What will you do? I think he would have liked to see his works donated to the British Museum.
All right. my. Oh, wow. He's very active. Well.
Doctor, come back. I must show you this.
Oh, he's gone absolutely mad. It's entirely possible for Henmo that there's some incorrect setting in the DOSBox config. This is as provided by GOG, which they usually do a pretty good job, but some of them I've had to adjust a little bit up or down here or there, because it is emulating, you know, like a 486. Look at that Comet. Music is loud though. All right, I'll see if I can adjust the volume. This intro is completed. The lighthouse is going ham there. The lighthouse rave. Whoa! That ain't no normal comment. Oh God! Oh! That's not gonna be good for the owl. They need their eyes. He's not gonna eat anytime soon. I'll tell you that much. Oh! They got the eels all the gibbered out there. Who's this guy? Weird. Oh, with that. Oh my. He's really loving that fire.
Mr. Parker, your Comet story has a great deal of promise. Tell me, 76 years after the Boleskine
Sea snakes
business,
leaping
you
in the
really
waves.
think
They don't pay me to think. Because also we followers of Dagon. It is entirely possible.
He stumbled over something extraordinary at Illsmouth.
The only
His
thing we
writings
got
and sketches
is
are
one of the
proven.
notes mentioned him raving something that sounded like Hulu, but that could be Cthulhu,
yes,
or it could just
but
be.
he came home
Oh my
a
gosh!
raving lunatic. I don't want to go on any wild goose chases.
You'll have solid proof, Mr. Griffith. I'll go to Illsmouth. I'll find the exact place where Boleskine made his sketches. I'll take photographs.
What's Dagon? Well, I got the Dagon is like a fish man. More or less, he's like a very powerful like elder god
If I
of the
finance
deep
your
sea.
trip, and if you take the first steamship to America, will you be there in time for the passage of the Comet?
I detailed a couple stories. It's believed that worshippers of Dagon were responsible for what happened in Illsmouth.
I'll be there with 3 nights to spare before Halley's Comet passes.
As
I've
possibly
already arranged
Patrick
to stay
Stewart,
with a local doctor, a fella called Comet.
or a different actor. I pull the page up. We'll see. This is us. So most of these portraits, some of you'll recognize, some you may not. Most of the portraits of the people talking
Well, I'm willing to take a chance.
are just pulled
I
straight
just
from
hope this is
Hollywood
worth it.
pictures, from the moving pictures.
Mr. Griffith, your readers are going to love you.
Bring me back some sensational photographs.
Like this guy is an actor. I forget his name. There's some contention over some
I
of them.
want hard evidence of everything you say. I cannot afford to print crackpot ideas.
Okay. Great. Shadow of the Comet. Illsmouth, 1910. We've arrived in the filthy lands. Let's see here. Go. Let's drag that music down just a little bit there. We're about there. I think it's okay. Is that good? I think that's good. This should be safe. Game saved. Okay. That's very weird. We got the map. Look at our little guy. It's us. Hey everybody, I'm in town. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Well, we got the harbor. Okay. A notebook. Diary. Nothing. Okay.
What a lovely morning. This village seems most welcoming.
Okay. Grabby. Chatty. Okay. That map is precisely what I'd want. Just a simple hand-drawn affair. Let me, if I can pull up this page. I gotta grab a book too. I've been sitting on this game for a while, and one of the cool things about this game, is that the strategy guide that was published at the time for the author of the strategy guide somehow retains the work, like the copyrights for his strategy guide. I don't know how else to put it, but he's reprinted some of his strategy guides. So you can buy new today a copy of the strategy guide for this game. And I believe he has a website where it lists, because the original strategy guide came with floppy disks that had save files, like pre-made save files for the game. I have it. I gotta go find it. It's just right outside. I know it's here. Boom. Do. All right. Some of the page here. Some of these don't make any sense because they reference movies that came out that would have come out much later. Like a couple of the pictures they put on this page are on there. So I thought that our character looks like Patrick Swayze. They're saying Dennis Quaid, Inner Space, 1987. Charles Lawton was the guy we were talking to earlier. Super Mario Charles Lawton. I've seen notable stuff there. But we've got other actors you will see in this. Jack Nicholson, Glenn Shaddix, who is Otho from Beetlejuice, I believe is the mayor of the town. Willem Dafoe, Eli Wallach, Vincent Price, Melanie Griffith, Katie Gerardo, Lillian Gish, Dennis Quaid, that's us, Boris Karloff, Robert Mitchum from Night of the Hunter, Sharon Stone, debatable, really debatable, because they're pulling it from a 1992 movie. This game came out in 93. John Hurt, which is questionable, the image you're using there. They got one guy, they say Sean Connery. That does not look like Sean Connery at all. There's someone they say an aged Clive Owen. I don't see it. They got a couple in there that don't line up. I actually think that's supposed to be H.P. Lovecraft. But you'll see you'll probably recognize Jack Nicholson from The Shining and perhaps Otho. I thought it was humorous. Let me go grab my book. I'm just going to have it. I just want it at hand in case I need to look something up. Because I got real excited and I bought this book. And I didn't really dig into it anymore because I'm like, oh, look at this when I go to play the game. And I've had the thumbnail made and ready to go on the schedule for like 3 months. All right. I gotta go grab that book. I'm gonna check on my nephew, make sure everything is good. Take a somewhat preemptive break. I'm sorry, we're chatting, read the thing. I just got in the game now. I gotta take a quick break. It bees how it bees. I will be right back. I hit the wrong screen. Oh no, the game. Come back to me. Come back to me, game. There we go. Okay. Woo. Oh, boy. Sorry about that. Didn't want to take a break so quick into it. But I had to check my nephew. I smelled some burning, wanted to check on it. He's just eating something. Just cooking something, so he's fine. And then I had to respond to a text message from my brother, whose furnace is out. If we can get it running. I've been trying to help him keep his furnace running. It's very old. He cannot afford to replace it. He's probably going to have to seek financial assistance. I can't afford to help him with it. But this is like the third year in a row that like the real cold sets in and then the furnace kicks out. And it is frustrating because, you know, I'll get asked about it like once it stops working, right? But like nothing is done beforehand. And like every time I give some recommendation, like nothing really happens with it. Because once like the immediate issue is resolved and it's running again, it's just like, well, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, no, you do. You have to worry about that a lot. I worry about it a lot. Because if the furnaces can fail in such a way that they will flood your house with deadly gases and you will die. So it's not something to be trifled with. Like every winter for the past like 3 years, we've dealt with this. And yeah, it's a bad situation. I don't know what to, you know, I don't know what to do with it. He can't stay in my cave. I don't even want to stay in my cave. I wouldn't subject another human being to that, so it's stressing me out. And he must have talked to our father because I see that he tried to call me too, so I'll have to call him back after stream. Wait, the last year. So I'm sorry to hold up on this game. So last year, the furnace went out, and he's talking to our father about it. And our father has a friend who worked on HVAC, but is retired, lives out of state. So my father gives this guy my brother's number, and he calls him up to help him fix it. And I've already talked to him about like what I've seen with it and what's going on with it and what the likely problems are. And it was last year it was a gas valve. The gas valve wasn't working properly. So I had to replace the gas valve, which is not difficult to do, right? But I had to order the part. So I had already ordered it, right? But this didn't satisfy our father, who loves to work on stuff, or did when he was able, not very successfully. So he gets this guy to call my brother. And this guy's going through stuff with my brother and having him check stuff on the control board. And he ends up shorting something out in the control board and blows the fuse on the control board, right? So now, like, it just won't turn on at all because the fuse on the control board has burnt out. It is now 11:30 at night, right? Nowhere is open that's going to carry a fuse for this board at 11:30 at night, right? We managed to find a fuse just to power it up and confirm that like this stuff wasn't burnt, but it wasn't safe to keep operating at it. We had to wait for a hardware store to open the next day. And I'm dealing with other stuff and getting it going. And my brother's frustrated because this guy had him do something on a board that almost destroyed the control board, which would have definitely been like the death knell for it. And he's like, this guy didn't know what he was talking about or didn't understand what I was saying. I'm sure if you're trying to talk to someone over the phone and be like, push these wires together, it's like, you got to be real clear. So I'm sure there was miscommunication. I don't know the guy. He may or may not know his stuff. All I know is that I got this call. You know, I'm like, I probably just wrapped up the stream. It's late at night. I don't want to contend with this. Now I got to drive around and try and help him figure this stuff out. And I'm getting this call from my father. He's like, well, go ahead and call me when you're done. And I'm like, no, because it's going to be after midnight and I'm going to be tired and I'm not going to want to talk. And his response is, well, I'll be up. And I'm like, I don't care if you'll be up. And why are you up that late? But I'm not. And I'm not going to want to talk on the phone for an hour at midnight, 1 a.m., whatever. And it ended up being 1 a.m. And against my better judgment, I called him just so he wasn't like tossing and turning, thinking that we had died from carbon monoxide inhalation. And they just wanted to like shoot the breeze for an hour. I'm like, no, I'm tired. I'm done. I've done enough. I'll work on this tomorrow. Oh. And then we replaced the gas valve when it came in and got that set up. And that was a whole thing. We got that put in. And I'm nervous because like you're dealing with gas lines, stuff can go wrong. You tighten it up, you put the pipe thread stuff on it. It's okay. It's manageable. And as long as you like check it properly, you're okay. Okay. And it worked for that winter. But I'm going over it and it's like, this furnace is really old. You've probably got problems with the heat exchanger, which you don't want to ignore, because if the heat exchanger gets sufficiently cracked, then that's one of the things that's going to get you with carbon monoxide in your house. So like you can't, it's like a 15-year-old furnace. You can't replace that. No one wants to service that. They all want to sell you a new thing, which is like 10 grand. And I can't install a furnace. That's a little bit more than I trust myself with. My brother can't do it. And then in my other ear, I've got my 76-year-old blind father. Like, boy, I wish I was out there, because he lives an hour and a half away from us. I wish I was out there. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hover over our shoulders and suggest things and ignore everything that we tell you? Is it on? Yes, it's on. How do you know it's on? Old man. So yeah, I'm getting myself pre-aggravated just seeing like the message and responding to it. Like, yeah, I'll come look at it tomorrow. Because I'm sure like I'm going to get these phone calls. Well, I need you to go help out with this. Eskimo bundle time. Yeah. It's not a great house. I feel for my brother. He is not in a great situation. He lost his job during the pandemic. He never quite landed on his feet again. He struggles financially. He's got my little nephew. My niece is older, and she's moved out. She's in college now. My nephew's just a little guy. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure he's doing okay. But they definitely cannot move back in with our parents, either of them. So he's trying to keep it all together, but like, being a homeowner really sucks when like the big stuff breaks down if you don't have a significant enough income stream to cover that stuff or good enough credit to sink yourself into debt on that. Your niece is in college now? I feel, yeah. She turned 21 just a little while ago. She turned 21. So now she's out at the bars. Which I get to hear funny stories of like her running into her father at the bar. Just like I'm sure every kid wants that, right? But she's in school for nursing. She's doing very well. I'm very proud of her. But yeah, I remember when she was my nephew's age. I remember she was real little. So yeah, she's all grown up now. Well, theoretically, numerically. But yeah, sorry for going on a tangent on this. I know this is not like the most interesting stuff. But yeah, if anybody knows the deal, there's I'm sorry. There's another part of this story too that is just plain awful, and I'm going to have to deal with this, and I legit do not know what to do with this. So about 15 years ago, my father bought wholesale a brand new furnace and air conditioner unit. and had it delivered to his house 15 years ago, right? And he was going to install it himself in the house with the help of one of his friends who worked with sheet metal, right? Which would have been a nightmare. I'm going to be honest, right? So he bought this stuff, okay? Well, unfortunately, the guy that was going to help him got sick and passed away. And at that point, I didn't know about this, right? I didn't know about this was going on at all. He never talked to us about this stuff. There was this stretch of time where we didn't really talk to him that much, or we did, but the details of what he was doing day to day were just kind of, he didn't really get into. We thought he was okay. He wasn't. This furnace and air conditioner are still sitting in my father's garage, right? Brand new, quote unquote, brand new from the warehouse in the packaging, still boxed up, still crated up, sitting in his garage, right? Couldn't fit a car in his garage. Doesn't own a car anymore. Couldn't fit a car in his garage because these things take up a significant chunk of space, right? Here's the problem. We can't find anybody, and this is only within the past few years that I got made aware of this. We can't find anybody to install it because anyone who handles those installations doesn't want to install, customer provided stuff. They want to sell you their own kit, right? So we can't find anybody to install it. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't know how to install it, right? I don't want to tangle with that. That's a lot, right? That's electrical wiring. That's gas line work that I'm not certified to deal with, okay? I don't know anybody that works in HVAC. My brother knew somebody, but they don't do that work anymore, I guess. And so he's got this air conditioner and furnace sitting in his garage. We can't do anything with it. I don't know how I'm going to dispose of this stuff because the air conditioner presumably is charged with whatever, is it Freon? Whatever is no longer used, and you're no longer able to sell air conditioners that use this. And it's very difficult. My brother's air conditioner is an older air conditioner, and it has that same gas that you can barely find somebody to refill it if it needs to be filled with the coolant. And then it has like an extra charge because the EPA has banned this stuff. And they're like, well, we'll get someone to install that air conditioner for your brother. And it's like a year newer than is the one he already has. The only advantage is it's unused, but he's going to be in the same boat. I don't want to do this. You try calling your town hall. They know the guys who do part-time installation. They were zero help. Where my father lives, like the officials have no such help for us, which is a shame. I tried talking to people at the hardware store, and it was the same deal. Like everyone I talked to was either no longer in the business or only in the business of selling their own stuff. So that stuff is likely still going to be there until, I'm cleaning the house out, realistically. Because then you add in like the hoarder aspect of it that anytime I've discussed like getting rid of it, like it would be a shame to get rid of it because it's still new. It's like, right, but we can't find anyone to install it. It's just out there. It's probably filled with rats by this point. Oh boy, the free market failed you. It was just one of these things that like members of my family get these wild half-baked ideas and run with them. And then it just create this huge problem. And then they just kind of walk away from it. Like, whatever. Because like the air conditioner is old enough now that like, it's not good. Nobody would want to install it because it contains the bad chemicals. All right, what's going on with this game here? We can look at stuff. Let's look at some stuff. Let's look at some stuff.
This village seems most welcoming.
Let's get some music here. The stuff like that drives me to insanity, absolute insanity. I love my family. I like to help my family any way I can.
Morning. This village seems most
but I'm not rich, and I'm not like MacGyver. I can't fix everything, so let's chat. Can I chat? Can I chat with all right. So this is what's funny about this is this came out in the era of point and click. This does not use the mouse to move. You have to use the arrow keys, which is one thing that was knocked against it in reviews. It's also interesting. This is put out by Infogrames, the same company that made Alone in the Dark. And Alone in the Dark was originally supposed to be a Call of Cthulhu licensed game. And then they failed to obtain the license or couldn't hold on to it. But this is certainly licensed. So apparently they liked what they saw with Alone in the Dark and said, maybe we should have done that.
Mr. Parker, I presume?
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Cobble, delighted to make your acquaintance.
So what do you think, chat? Is this...
Allow me to introduce you to Andrew Arlington, the mayor of our little
This
community.
Vincent Price. That's 100% Vincent Price.
Very happy to meet you.
It's Otho from Beetlejuice. That's totally Otho.
Thank you, sir. I'm very glad to meet you.
It's either Patrick Swayze or Dennis Quaid. It looks like
There's
Patrick
no
Swayze
time
to me.
Lose, Mr. Parker. We'd best be on our way.
Andrew Ryan could be.
The Sales brothers have delivered your luggage. There's a telegram for you. It's in your room.
Would you kindly? Yes. It even sounds like Vincent Price. Would you kindly read your telegram? Away we trot. Good afternoon, ladies. I hope this evening finds you well. Child.
Dr. Cobble tells me you're interested in stars.
Yeah. End comments. Should I tell him end comments? I'll just say end comments.
And comets.
Comets. I guess your visit has something to do with Halley's Comet.
Halley's Comet. I'm quite catching it. Indeed, and Illsmouth appears to be a marvelous place from which to observe the sky at night. Quite so, in 3 nights' time, we should be able to see some wonderful sights. These seem equal, but let's,
Indeed. And Illsmouth appears to be a marvelous place from which to observe the sky at night.
Oh, is that so?
Oh. Isn't this your town? You don't know?
If it's a clear night, we shall see the comet soaring through the sky.
You sure know how to project your enthusiasm, Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Well, here you are, all set to get to work. I'll show you to your room. I'll have to leave you, my customers.
Won't wait. Just like the worthy citizens of my little town. Have a wonderful visit, Mr. Parker.
Yes, welcome to Illsmouth.
Ooh. Don't you love when you go to a small town and, like, the mayor comes to welcome you?
I reserved the big room
It's not
on
weird
the
at
first
all.
floor for you. Tell me if you need anything.
Wow. There's so much room for
Don't worry, I
activities.
have everything I need. Goodbye, Doctor, and thank you again.
Open that door. What are you seeing? What are you eyeballing? What are you doing? What is this laser vision? Look at the size of this room. You could do so much breakdancing in here, right? All you need well, there wouldn't be a boombox in 1910. What would you do for music in 1910? Would this still be like the gramophone era? Would we have wax cylinders? Or would we be in vinyls yet? I don't know the history of music, physical media. It's not cassette tapes. I know that much. Using his X-ray vision, he sees something that he likes. Boleskin's diary. Well, let's take it. Wait, what is this? Assume this is take. Take it. We've got it. We've acquired it. It's ours now. Let's take a look at Boleskind's diary.
Tuesday, February 12th.
Yes.
I at last found a young villager willing to guide me through the forest for payment. Wednesday, February 13th. Good God, what a sight to see. The stars seemed a rifle shot away. This place must be a window to some other dimension. This evening I will take my material. Thursday, February 14th. This child of 12 is remarkable.
Text is a little bit off.
A great deal brighter and livelier than the village children, who seem a sorry lot. He held the torches while I drew new constellations upon the map, undoubtedly inaccurate, given the position of the river. I have named them Octopus, Stalker. They are quite frightening. I have noted the place. I'll be there when Halley's Comet passes, and then...
It's a little bit off. It's a little bit off. The village children who seem a sorry lot. As we already heard all this. Is it waiting to catch up? I will have to look and see if there is a configuration change that will fix that. If that is an issue. We're at 13,000 cycles. I don't know what that translates to. As a criminal child. Octopus Stalker sounds like a cool thing.
If the child was 12 years of age in 1834, he's 88 today. There's a chance he's still alive. The town records will have the information.
Maybe. That's quite a stretch. So we got to go talk to an 88-year-old. Do you remember when this guy went crazy here? I was a child. I know nothing. All right. Is there anything else you eyeball? Ooh, he sees something else that he likes. What is it you see, Mr. Parker? What is it that you desire? Telegram. Grasp that telegram. You get it within your meaty paws.
From Sales and Brothers, London, to Mr. Parker in Dr. Cobble Estate.
Yes.
Apologies. Stop. Have no more photosensitive plates.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Try to purchase some your end. Stop.
No photosensitive plates. How am I going to get my photos? However will I get my photographs without photosensitive plates? What's in the box? What's in the box? Nothing, apparently, I guess. All right, I guess that's that. We gotta go get photosensitive plates and look for an 88-year-old. And whatever my laser eyes seek. Point out this bottle. Great, it's cool. This bottle up here. What's up with that bottle? Why are we locked in? Oh, that's unnerving. Doot, 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 doot. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Can I run? Will I need to run, is the question. Right. Let me get my book here. You can't see it, I can. This is from Steve Schwartz. Classic game books. Okay. So this was originally published in 1994. This 25th anniversary re-release of Shadow of the Comet, the official strategy guide, includes everything you need to beat the game. Instructions for installing Shadow of the Comet, using the game interface, and saving and managing save games, including 50+ suggested save points. Complete game walkthrough presented in question and answer style, so you can get just the help you need without inadvertently discovering what comes next. I like that. Record of all game dialogues, so you won't need to make copious notes. I like that. Map of Illsmouth to protect you from getting lost. Detailed table of contents and index to get you directly to the right spot and hook. This was $18. I believe this is a print on demand. But this is Steve Schwartz. Steve Schwartz has been writing guides just forever. It's got the official strategy guide for Alone in the Dark 3. I don't know that you need that. Guide to Nintendo Adventure Games 20th Anniversary Edition. Return to Zork Adventures Guide. Oh, I'm going to pick that up. It's a pretty good book. It is. This is pretty good. This is, I recommend looking this up if you're interested in games like this. In this one. This also includes the original H.P. Lovecraft short story, Call of Cthulhu. It's got a very, like, generic old kind of cover, but it's very cool that they reprinted this book. I believe this is all him. Yeah. Cover Pixabay, courtesy Pexels. Yeah. All right, let me look at the one nice thing it's got like the cast in this. So if we're ever curious about the names, I've got other names listed out here, which is useful to me. Dr. Cobble, Vincent Price, Mayor Andrew Arlington, that's Otho. We are John Parker. All right, where's the... I don't need to know anything about the controls here. Escape, enter, skip directly to the next text conversation. Pause the game. What's P? Consult your notebook. I.
The photographic plates haven't arrived with the rest of my luggage. Summary of Boleskin's book.
Boleskin,
I met
okay.
a 12-year-old boy willing to guide me through the forest. What a sight. The stars appeared to be a rifle shot away. He held the torches while I drew new constellations. I named them Octopus, Stalker. Who was that boy? There must be a register of births for that period. Where can I find the town records?
Where indeed? This is keyboard shortcuts for all of that stuff. What's this still say? I can use the mouse. Is that lied to? Cool. Just leave this to the side. It's very. I bought that more for the novelty, but it would be nice to have it if it comes to it.
Just arrived in charming fishing port of Illsmouth. Warm welcome from Dr.
But I
Comet,
like how
with
it's
whom I'm
written so
lodging,
that it doesn't
and
just
A.
like
Arlington, the
spoil
mayor.
stuff. It'll just ask questions like, where this? Have you tried this? That's very good. Why are you leaving so many pages blank? What are you made of money? This stuff costs money, man. Oh, I have to hold. Well, it's just as easy to use the arrow keys. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Well, not that way. So I need to get some photosensitive plates and look for public records to try and track down a child. What's this?
Impossible to get in. It's locked.
Well. Sometimes you just gotta knock harder with your feet. A little B&E,
Impossible to get in.
Okay. If you ever need to break into a place, I'm not advocating for crime, but if you ever need to break into a place, it's best not to use any tools, because if you use tools, then it becomes a higher charge in court. Like if you use lockpicks to pick a lock to get into a place, your criminal charges will be higher than if you just kick the door in. It's also a good reason not to just carry lockpicks around with you in case you get stopped. Because it's like, why you got these? What are you doing with these?
This well seems rather deep.
Do it. Why do you know this? I not for criminal reasons. I had a interest in locks and lockpicking. Was looking into, and I'm still considering trying to get an apprenticeship at a locksmith to do locksmithing. And so I studied locks a lot. And one of the things that came up with lockpicks was whether or not, like, you could get in trouble.
Well, the good doctor appears to be keen on literature. Let's see. If Stones Could Speak, by the Marquis de Chamfray. A Hubertus the Bold translation. The Cellar Treatise. So many books.
So many books. So the question comes up, like, can I get in trouble for having these lockpicks? And strictly speaking, no, it's not illegal to own lockpicks. You consult your local authority on that. Well, at least where I'm at, and as far as I know, most places, just having the lockpicks isn't going to get you in trouble. Having the tools that would enable you to surreptitiously enter a place won't get you in trouble, but it looks suspicious if you are not, like, in the business of opening things.
A doctor's degree in medicine and surgery from Miskatonic University.
But it came up during that.
It's odd that a surgeon should end up in a small town like this.
It is odd.
A doctor's degree.
So that was one of the things that came up from it, was like, where it comes in with the law, and that was one of those things. Like, yeah, if you use a lockpick to pick a lock and enter a place and you get busted, like, it's a higher charge. Why exactly, I don't know. I think because it shows, like, planning and so forth. And I should note that in reading that stuff, the indications seem to be that, like, if you used a rock to break the window, it could be argued in court the same way to try and get you to a higher charge, which is kind of redonkulous.
Locked.
What I will say is I would advise against breaking into places. just putting that out there. I wouldn't suggest breaking into places. But I would suggest learning how to pick locks, because it's fun. It's fun to pick locks.
Absorbent cotton and surgical spirit. Let's leave them here.
Why do I have that? Oh, this is Dr. Cobb's place, right? Yeah, picking locks is very fun. You'll also learn how terrible a lot of locks are if you follow that stuff.
Now,
like,
let's see. The camera, a tripod, the lantern,
Yep.
the map of the area.
okay,
But, oh, thank goodness. They didn't forget Boleskin's original drawing, the one I purchased at Christie's.
okay,
I'll leave my things in this trunk for the moment.
okay. Yeah, you'll learn how easy it is to bypass a lot of locks and how actually insecure a lot of that stuff is, which is kind of distressing. Have you ever heard of bumping in terms of opening locks? A bump pick. It was kind of amusing, but I don't want to like mansplain to people if you already know what it is. Or if you know how like most locks are constructed. I found it fascinating. It was talked about a lot more years ago, and I don't think much ever really came of it. in terms of like it was a big thing that like most locks on the market are susceptible to this, and then like nothing was really done. So bumping with lockpicks is basically you insert a key into a lock that is cut in a certain way to fit in the lock so that it touches the pins that are part of the pin tumbler set without actually engaging them. And then you, while applying rotational force on it, like you're turn the key in the direction you turn to unlock it, you just lightly bump it. Usually with like a little rubber mallet or a hammer or something, you bump it. And because the key is touching the pins, the impact will transfer, the energy will transfer to the pins, and they'll bump up. And a lot of locks were susceptible because the pins are very lightweight, right? That bumping them up would, because you're putting force on them, would like kind of instantly pick the lock. And then you're in with nothing but like a generic key and a small impact device, like a small hammer. And you're in. Boop. That's it. And one of the technologies used in a lot of locks to try to prevent picking, to make it harder to pick a lock, is that the pin will be like spools. Instead of just being a solid pin, it's like hollowed out in the middle. And the idea is that as you push it up, instead of the pin rising above the shear line and getting caught, and that's how you pick the lock, it'll catch in that hollowed out middle part and get stuck. But ironically, those pins are easier to bump because they're lighter weight. So they'll move even faster. They'll take the energy even better. That it's even easier to bump those locks. And you can get around spool locks just with some practice. But yeah, it's pretty good. But then you start learning a lot of techniques that are like not even about picking the lock. It's just like circumventing it. Like, yeah, these padlocks can be opened with like a little piece of aluminum you cut from a beer can, and it just like completely bypasses it. You could use a zip tie. You could just bang it a little bit and it'll open up. Like, they're incredibly like master locks. Not great locks. It's good to know this stuff. Not for evil, for your own case, because you get locked out of your house, get locked out of your car. You're gonna want to get into that. You might get like a lockbox, inherit a lockbox, and nobody has a key for it. Now you can get in it. I'm not talking about anything criminal. This is all information that's out there. It's not used for criminal purposes. Lock picking is a perfectly useful hobby, and all of this information on locks is readily available public knowledge. But I mean, you want to know, like, if your stuff is going to be susceptible, right? Wouldn't you want to know if the lock that you lock your door with at night when you go to sleep, all safe and secure because your locks are locked? Don't you want to know how easy it is to open that? The true strength, right? The true security of your entryways into your home are not the strength of your locks, right? Because your lock may be real strong, but how strong is the frame if someone just bangs on the door, right? If somebody wants in that way, they can get in. And they don't need sophisticated means to do it. So, what secures your entryway? What secures the entryway to your home, your building, anything? One, easy line of sight, right? No obscuring bushes that make it easy for someone to hide themselves while they do whatever they do to get in, right? Well lit, clear line of sight to other witnesses, right? Because they're less likely to do it if they're just hanging in the breeze, right? But if you put a bunch of bushes up around so that someone could kind of hover by the bush and not be as visible, they're more likely to engage in that, right? Dark at night, you don't have any lights on, there's no visible cameras, like that sort of stuff. Cameras can be a deterrent more than anything, just because people might look at that, want to avoid it. Now, some people don't. Some people don't care about that. But like having something that's easily visible, that's also a good policy so that there's not somewhere for somebody to hide right outside your door when it's dark out at night, so that you walk outside your door at night and it's dark and there's someone just hovering in the shadows waiting to mug you or commit other crimes. Keep it well lit. Make sure there's nowhere for someone to hide, to jump out and get you. Because that lock could be real cool and real hard to pick, but like, if they got like a chainsaw, man, who cares? Your door's made of wood. Round.
That door is private, sir. I must ask you to come back here.
Oh, okay. Come back here? I'm gonna talk to this chat.
How can I help you?
Supposedly that's Sharon Stone. I don't think that's Sharon Stone. They're saying it's Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct. That's too close. Yes?
And I'm Mary Matthews. My father's busy for the moment. Can you come back later?
Everyone's got crazy eyes in this place. Why are your eyes so crazy? Do. Yeah, it's not. Knowledge is not a crime.
A. Arlington. Well, the mayor has a fine house.
The colors on these properties is quite gaudy, I want to say.
What a fine town hall. Illsmouth seems to be a wealthy little town.
Oh, we got the town hall here. Bump, 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 bump.
In any case, this entrance is rather charming. What does that sign up there say? The mayor can be consulted from 2 to 3:30 p.m. by appointment. Doesn't sound like the most arduous of jobs.
Wow. One hour and a half of work per day. What a day.
No time. The town hall is closed. We're expecting the new forms for the animal census, and the mayor isn't even here.
Wait, did he say? He did say the animal census. Are you? Okay, what if I just going this way?
The mayor is not
They don't
here,
need to know.
sir. No one can go in his office when he's not here.
What's the guy wearing on his head? He's he's got one of those this is like how you know he's like an old-timey like pencil pusher, right? This is how he's the paper man. He's the paper guy, right? Because he's got like that that visor. He's got like the elastic on his sleeves too. It's like the same deal. You never seen that, Zane? You never seen the you used to see like poker dealers playing that. Green eye shade is what it's called. Green eye shade or dealer's visors are a type of visor that worn most often from the late 19th century and the mid 20th century by accountants, telegraphers, copy editors, and others engaged in vision-intensive, detail-oriented occupations to lessen eye strain due to early incandescent lights and candles, which tended to be harsh. The classic banker's lamp had a green shade for similar reasons. I bet y'all didn't know that. I didn't know that. Because they were often worn by people involved in accounting, auditing, economics, and budgeting, they became associated with these activities. The green eye shade is basically let me just grab this image here. The green eye shade is essentially like the shorthand for like stereotypical like banker or accountant or anything like that. It's what you would always like slap on stuff. Whoa, that is excessive. Thank you, sir. But that's how you know this guy's cooking the books, right? This is the guy you want to call when you owe a lot of taxes and you don't want to pay him. You get this guy because that visor lets you know he knows how to run a sham, or at least how to do math. He knows how to do basic banker math, right? Maybe he'll deal some cards for you while you're at it, while you're in the biz. But yeah, this is the old-timey equivalent of the glasses they sell now that are like meant to block blue light, like the blue light filter glasses that are meant to help with eye shade from staring at screens all day. If anyone has seen that or had that offered, if you wear prescription eyewear, they will often that. But this is the early equivalent of that. It's like old-timey Ray-Bans. Or like those glasses people wear for targeting. It's like that. Never bothered on what the green visors were for, but I am now learned. Now you have learned something. Tennis time. Yeah, tennis too, I guess. It is kind of a tennis hat. What's up, Pedals? How you doing? I was just explaining the green visor, the green eye shades. I did not know their actual purpose until now. I just knew that they were like, if you wanted to show a person is like an accountant or some such in a certain time period, you'd put that on. It's like the standard costume for like early 1900s banker, poker dealer, anything like that. And I just found out that they were like essentially to block out the harsh light bulbs. People had to work under electric lighting for a long period of time. So even in 1910, people were like, boy, these lights are just, they're awful on my eyeballs. They're ruining me. I need some special tools for this. And then somebody came along and like, I got you. I got you, fam. $10, please. I need to buy a house with my winnings from this. Whose home is this? What have I walked into? I don't know. I don't know. I've walked into someone's home. Hopefully it is not a home of ill repute. That is an interesting looking painting. Can I look at it? No? Okay. $10 in 1910 would be a lot, I feel. Someone's huge. Yeah, man. This is a big place. You see the place they put me up in. You could have like 15 people breakdancing in there. Oh, there's a gun. Can I take that gun?
There, on the butt. LB. Incredible. Jug has Boleskin's rifle. Oh, there's a message engraved in the gun.
Look at that bear.
Dash it all. It's too small to read. If only I had a magnifying glass.
Well, now I know I need to get a magnifying glass. So this is a landlord, I presume? Jug the landlord. Can I just take it? Can I take it? Can I take it?
The photographic plates haven't arrived with the rest of my luggage.
Okay. All right, that's it. Okay, great. I wanted to take it. I wanted to take it. Let me steal this man's gun.
Nothing.
Well. The typing was so janked up I couldn't even type welcome properly. I tried to go to town hall to get records on a child who would be 88 years old now for reasons, and they just shook me out.
These butterflies really are magnificent.
Oh, they're butterflies. I thought they were colorful frogs. Butterflies makes a lot more sense. Just ransack this man's home, as you do in a video game. Is this a mummy? Is there a mummy in here? Assuming the reason 8 years old is because of time. Yes. Something happened here 56 years ago. No, 76 years ago. What am I saying? Something happened here 76 years ago, and we're investigating it. And we have evidence that a child was witness to some of it. And so we are actively checking that out. But not right now. Right now, I'm just kind of here. Just kind of here. Breaking and entering. Technically, I'm not breaking and entering. I'm trespassing, that's for sure. But it's not B&E because the door was unlocked. The door was open. There was nothing to prevent my entry. So we're fine on that front. He can still get us for trespassing, but they'll probably just, chase us out. Guns, fish, everything you need in America.
Some fresh vegetables and some fish. Not so fresh.
It's just they're making wine out of fish. They're making some trout Bruno.
Be with you right away, sir.
Is there any alcohol that is made from fish? I bet there is.
No problem, Mr. Hambleton. That'll be delivered tonight. Oh, I spoke to Miss Gilchrist. She got your package.
Just fish wine.
Can I help you, sir?
I don't know. Can you?
There really is a bit of everything imaginable here. Even a weeping St. Christian medallion for $5.
$5? Highway robbery. I wouldn't pay more than a 2p.
I'd like some photosensitive plates, please.
Just what you see on the shelf.
Well, just hold on a few seconds while I check to see if I have any. You're a lucky man. Well, they do say if anybody sells it, Meyer does. Got 2 boxes left. There's one. $10 for 3 plates.
$10? I don't know how much money I have, if I even have money. He's got those shifty eyes.
I'll take them.
Fish wine is a real thing? Have you ever had fish wine,
My
Zane?
advice to you is to try them first. I've had them for quite a while, so they aren't exactly brand new.
It was like that one-time use.
Really?
What? How am I supposed to...
That's a fact. Daytime, night, outside, inside. What is it you're wanting to photograph?
Stars? The stars in the night sky. Oh, a few views of this lovely area. No, I don't want to take a picture in these gaudy-ass houses here.
The stars in the night sky.
Well, you be careful. The emulsion's kind of old. Tell you what, you take a few shots of whatever you want to photograph and see what sort of results you get. If those plates aren't perfect, I'll give you your money back. And if they're okay, well, you can go back and buy some more.
Fair enough. Like some wineries, alcoholic products use fish parts are wasted in the process. Now I'm curious. I must abstain from the alcohol.
I'll take your advice.
For the most part. But I would break that to sample some fish wine. That person was listening. You sneaky person, you. Do.
There really is a bit of everything imagined.
I will have that medallion, please. What is over here in the window? I can't see it. You see it? Over there in the window? Where's my pointer at? What is this like a stuffed Sasquatch over here? I think it might be. It still works. Oh, that's just like a coat stand and a coat. Okay. I haven't used this thing in forever. How are you, gentlemen? But you can see how I might be confused, right? Like it didn't look like a coat on a coat stand. It looked like a stuffed Sam Squanch of some sort. Oh well. Oh well. Moving on. Why, where did you go?
Let's look at the nameplate. Tea Jug.
Tea Jug. I think I'm opening the book here. It's Tea Jug. Do. Tobias Jug. Looks like Tobias Jug is Boris Karloff, curator of the town records, avid Illsmouth historian. Oh, I see. Jug-a-lug. Are you running from me, sir? I'd like to speak with you.
What's this one's name? Coldstone. William.
Ooh, let's get some ice cream.
That's funny. No answer. And yet I did see somebody going in.
How suspicious. He'd have a lot easier time if he just broke into these places, I'm just saying. I'm not advocating crime, I'm just saying in a video game, I should be able to do it. I take umbrage at the fact that I'm stopped from committing heinous crimes.
The lady sitting over there may be able to help me.
Please help me. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key.
Excuse me, madam.
Pardon me. It's loading.
You mean Miss, my good man. Miss Picot.
Do forgive me, Miss Picot. I'm not from these parts. The name's Parker.
Zuzu. They know what they did.
Good day, young man.
Damn. What about you, lady? Show me where the town records are kept. I would be extremely grateful if you were to tell me where I might find the town records. Let's get all fancy with these folks.
I would be extremely grateful if you could tell me where I might find the town records.
I'm so glad to be able to help. I think you'll have to try the town hall.
I already did. They said they were closed. It must be like past the 1 hour a day they work. Nothing to say about the statue, though? Nothing to look at there? Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough! Moving on. All right. The general store, the drugstore, lodgings, town hall. I don't know what any of the rest of these are. Can I just... Oh, I can go back. Brum.
The post office.
Aha. I would like some stamps.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to come back another time. The Donahue boy is sick, and I have too much work to do.
Damn these people. How does the economy in your town work? Look, she's bobbing weaving over there. She playing punch out with me.
I'm very busy.
She's dodging my questions like I'm Mike Tyson. Dodging my questions like Mike Tyson's fists. That's what I'm saying. Look at her. Huh, ha, huh. She's winding up. Gotta watch the pattern to see when the best time to strike is. Is that a map? It's a picture of something on the wall there. Can I look at it?
Oh, I say. A map of the area.
Delightful.
The photographic plates haven't...
Floyd Mayweather is the one that's good at dodging. Saying she's Floyd Mayweather, which could be. Too good for me. Can I get in this back room? They won't let me in this back room. They won't. I know what they'll say.
I'm sorry, sir, but that's the door to the private apartments.
Apartments, you say? Oh my God, look at her face. Oh, she's boring out. It's weird how like the animations seem too fast, but then the text moves too slow to keep up. With the audio, it's like it's too fast in some areas, too slow in others. All right, post office. You know what this building is? Those buildings. General store. Okay. See, Jug's house is somewhere around here too. Bump 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 bump. Dead Horse Inn.
Dead Horse Inn. Now there's a jolly name for you.
Afternoon.
How do you do, sir?
No need to serve me, son. Name's Donahue. Jed Donahue.
Oh, God.
You that Parker fellow?
Only one of his eyes works. I don't think that's Eli Wallach. That doesn't look like Eli Wallach to me.
Yes, but how...
Old Jed knows a thing or two. It was the doctor told me that a young scientist was coming to visit. Now don't you fret.
Could be.
I can keep a secret if I have to.
I don't know. It doesn't look like Eli Wallach to me. I don't know about that. I don't trust some of these. Sometimes people... Oh, God, I'm who Greg. What I mean him? Hey, stranger, you ever drink mayonnaise out of a shoe? Say may also be Walter Brennan. I don't know about that. Could it be William Powell? I thought William Powell. Let me see if we can compare here. Let me do a thing real quick. Because I need to know who this man is. Who could he be? No, he's even got like a weird lazy eye thing going on. It could be. Well, you won't see the results of any of that.
What have you got to say to that?
Oh boy.
He's gonna win the shirts off our backs.
This isn't my day.
Yeah.
It never is.
Yeah.
I'm paying for the drinks this time.
Great. Cool beans.
All right.
Gotcha.
Set him up.
I can't talk to anybody.
Gentlemen?
Hey, we're trying to play a game here. And I might just be holding a good hand, so if you don't mind...
The long pause makes me very nervous. I feel like I'm about to get shot. It's like that pause in the game when like...
For once I'm about to win. So if you just let us play...
Some games where like an AI like pauses for a second, like in a Skyrim or Oblivion, or like the like someone will just, some random townsperson will just like stop for a second, their motion, their animation completely resets, and then they start attacking you. So you can start getting nervous every time you talk to someone and their animation resets to like the default pose, where like they stop mid-sentence and just like, oh god, no. If I see people gambling, my mind goes back to Poker Channel and cable. 2 months, 2 million in the G4 online gambling show. Is there Poker Channel on cable? I know there's like, this has become a popular like pro sport. Hello, sir.
Some information, please.
Does this look like a library? What are you drinking?
Books. I'm drinking knowledge. Got a Poker Channel. I don't have cable myself. don't really pay a lot of attention to cable, but I can see it. Poker is very popular. I can never get with poker. Like, it never like clicked with me. I guess enough to take a serious interest in it. It was like, I know the hands, I know where my cards are at, I know my cards are good. I can take a guess of whether or not their cards are good and try and figure out if they're lying. And like, just spend the whole time, like, I remember someone trying to teach me poker, and I was like, no, I kind of get it. Like, I'm just gonna go through this. And then I was like, every time I lost, like, see, your mistake was, and the mistake was just like, you believed me, but you shouldn't have believed me. You didn't believe me, but you should have believed me, with like nothing else behind it. It was basically just like, see, your mistake was that you did what you did instead of not doing what you didn't do is what you should have done. No, it's just like worthless. Should I go left or right? I don't know. I went left. Now I should have gone right. Okay, I'm going right. Did I say right? I meant left. It was like that kind of instruction. And I was just like, I'd rather not. You just deal me out of this one.
A beer.
That'll be $1.
$1. Poker's my thing. Uncle's best friend became a tournament poker player. Played at legal and gray area gatherings. Ooh. Speaking of a guy who flashed his cash around. Sounds like a poker player. That is my general impression of like the professional poker players. Which I'm just going to say are probably all just gambling addicts. And it's like, you only got to be good enough to win a couple of times, and like, you're in the money until you lose it all. I heard you over gambled the horse races and got beat up by some shady guys over it. That sounds, about like no disrespect to your uncle's best friend, but like, that sounds about the norm. That sounds about what I expect. That's usually how those things go down.
Resembles a doll's house.
All right.
The photographic plates haven't arrived with the rest of my luggage.
Well, I've got the photographic plates, and that's cool. Everywhere else is closed, apparently. Uncle used to gambling within the casino, stopped after that, drifted apart. Yeah, I mean, you can put yourself in some danger if you roll with someone who's got a real gambling problem, because you may inadvertently get like tangled up with some of their dealings.
Now, let's see. The camera, a tripod, the lantern, the map of the area, but... Oh, thank goodness. They didn't forget Boliskin's original drawing, the one I purchased at Christie's. I'll leave my things in this trunk for the moment.
Great. Cool. I mean, I'm inclined to just like call it a day, but I guess I haven't been everywhere. Like, the doctor was busy, some dude walked in a house, and then apparently there was, that was that. He didn't answer the door. The town records, the town hall, they gave me the runaround. The post office ran me out. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. Tavern. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's what I need to do, is go find out what is off over here. Is it over here? I can't get over there. Can't go that way. It's like any shady small town. Yeah, if you don't want your place to look suspicious, like, don't act suspicious, I guess. So not saying outsider every time we talk to my cars about outsider. Cthulhu was like that too. The Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. We don't take kindly to outsiders here. Look at all these lizards. What's up, lizards? Cemetery, huh?
Also closed. The lock's been forced and replaced by a padlock.
Someone's been grave robbing. Well, I feel like I've seen everyone and talked to everyone. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. Rope ladder. I take it. Yes. Small town passes this weird one by me. They ask if you're related to or have blood kin to anyone in the town when you're shopping. Oh yeah, I wouldn't stick around a place like that. That's so good. Nothing good can come of that. What we got here? What's this place?
The beams are covered in spider webs. This place is filthy.
There's not more going on than just that.
The beams are covered in...
I'm intrigued, though. Interesting. Interesting. Looks like cult meeting area for planning. That's what I'm thinking. This is where all the cults hang out. Where all the cool cults are. Afternoon! Talk to me! Talk to me! No, come back! Well. Hello! Hello! Let's talk. Where are you going? I can do this all day. Hello. I'm pressing the key. Please chat with me. Fine. I'll find you later. They don't want to talk to me. Did you good for me? You too good to talk to me just because I'm not from around here?
Mr. Bishop's gate is locked.
Of course it is. Real lovely, welcoming town you got here. Oh, what have we here? Oh, a branch. You know I'm about that branch. I'm gonna take it. Got a cool stick now. No one can take that from me. Now I can use this stick to beat people. And then they'll give me the answer that I want. They'll give me the information that I'm looking for as I wail on them with my cool stick. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, what's this? Creeper? Am I taking Creeper? Okay. Well, like an Englishman with a cane, 1800s movie. That's right. I'm not too far off. It is only 1910. We're not far enough from the 1800s for me to stop wailing on people with a stick. I'm just out here enjoying all this nature. I'm lost. Just somewhere in the wilderness. Oh, another branch. All right, so many branches now. And I got my backup branch. Any creepy small town experiences? Only in the town on which I live. Which is, creepy, but not in any fun, interesting ways. Like having just random people ask if they can score drugs off of me out of nowhere. And like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm not a real cool looking dude. But I also don't think I look like a drug dealer. So I don't really know where they were coming from with that. And it wasn't like what I thought regular drugs. Like they were looking for like LSD, and I'm just like, what? Also, I was 15 at the time, which just added more to it. Like, who's their regular dealer that they're asking 15-year-olds if they can store acid? I think it's just loops. Cashier, some guy begged him for $10. I haven't run into that much. Oh, is this another branch? Getting all these branches. Branch. Creeper. Rope ladder. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't access the map here out in the wilderness. I have to return to town. I asked someone to give him my uncle's number so he could call and ask him for his friend's cousin's number. That's a lot of steps. All right. Let me just let me go branch these folks. Hello.
Sorry to bother you, but I wonder whether you could tell me where I might find the town records.
Use the branch.
I'm so glad to be able to help.
Damn you. I think I've seen everything. Cemetery. Nondescript buildings. Town square. General store. Tavern. Drugstore. Lodgings. Town hall. Post office. Look, man, just tell me what I want to know.
I'm trying to find the town records.
The side door. Where did I put that stamp?
There we go. Just didn't ask him enough times, I guess. Well, I've explored the town thoroughly. That's pretty nice. Boop, 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 boop. Every time I walk into a place, there's someone leaving. Do they smell me coming?
A blackboard.
Oh, very good. Very observant.
A blackboard.
Okay.
Good Lord, a page of Boleskin's writing.
Oh.
Wednesday, February 13th. Good God, what a sight. The stars were no more than a pistol shot away. That's curious. The word pistol has been crossed out and replaced by rifle.
Huh.
And a handwritten note. Truth sleeps beneath appearance. J. Keats. Interesting.
I know the rifle that's hanging up in Jug's house has writing on it, but I need a magnifying glass to look at it. Good afternoon. Hello. I would like to talk to you. Hello. Let's chat.
There you are at last, Mr. Parker. I've been expecting you. Oh, don't be surprised. Passing scientists invariably pay me a short visit. Of course, they're a rare breed around here now. Not like in the old days. But you don't want to hear all that. Allow me to introduce myself. Tobias
My name is
Johnson,
Humpty,
keeper
pronounced
of
with
the
an
archives
umpty.
and records. At your service.
No, he's spies. This is Boris Karloff, but doesn't he look more like the Nicolas Cage "You Don't Say" meme, like the screenshot?
There's
Nicolas
probably nothing I
Cage.
can tell you that you don't already know.
That's true.
You're wrong, Mr. Parker. I may know your name and profession, but not the reason for your visit.
Yes. Why do you talk like that? I had a stroke. I thought that guy's funny.
I'd like to consult the birth register.
Yes. The Raider, the maitre d'.
So your interests are not limited to the stars. I hope I may be able to quench part of your thirst for knowledge. But
this
remember,
man.
there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio. They're not dreamt of in your philosophy. Now, who the devil wrote that?
Are you asking me? Is this a question? I mean, was that Shakespeare? That's Shakespeare, right? That's Shakespeare, right? Yes, that's Shakespeare. It's Hamlet. Okay. I know it's Shakespeare, but I saw Milton and was like, oh, I'm wrong.
Shakespeare.
Excellent. So, Mr. Parker, you like to read?
No. Yes, I guess. I was elected to lead, not to read.
I like nothing better than a good read.
Books are my passion, Mr. Parker. My most precious companions. Silent, discreet, sometimes filled with mystery. I must let you get on with your work.
Okay. All right. Did he answer
the
my
holographic
question?
plates haven't arrived.
I think he really answered my question.
Fortunately, there weren't too
Oh my
many
God.
births in 1822. According to the register, there are 3 still alive today. Curtis Hambleton, William Coldstone, Thomas Greenwood.
Ah. Yeah, we know where the Coldstone house is, and we know someone was buying something for Curtis Hambleton. Taking the roof, holding over Batman style. Swear to me. All right, well, I guess I'm out of here. Talk to this guy again and see if he's got anything.
Satisfied?
No? Yes?
I believe I've found what I was looking for.
Okay. Oh, this is Mr. Jug. Tobias Jug.
How fascinating. That's a subject I'm very keen on.
My
That's what he
library
said.
is full of such material. And I'm not talking about a mere single room. Oh, no. A lifelong study, you know.
Uh-huh.
There are those who would dearly love to get their hands on some of those old papers, but they'll need to be smart.
Are you saying I'll need to be smart to steal from you? Who want to pay for old wives' tales? Think of Oedipus Sphinx.
Well, they do say there's no such thing as a perfectly guarded secret, Mr. Jug. Think of Oedipus's Sphinx.
Well, you're close to the mark there, Mr. Parker. But I'd better let you get on with your work. Come back any time. The records are open in the afternoons. I'm usually at home in the morning. My house is just right of the post office. Just ring whenever you want.
Oh,
I'll
will.
tell you some interesting stories.
I do like stories.
Most interesting.
You're a likable young fellow. I happened to glance over your shoulder while you were consulting the register, and
Yeah.
I may be able to save you some time.
Okay.
Greenwood lives in the house right next door to Dr. Cobble's.
Okay.
Colestone's house is set back a little from my own. Curtis Hambleton lives in the abandoned fishery near the harbor.
Was that rundown place we were in? Oh, damn. That's an awful place to live.
I don't know how to thank you.
Just promise to pay me another visit. Glad to have been of help. Oh,
Okay.
by the way, if you're interested in local history, take a look in the next room.
It's a place people go to get shanked or worship Eldritch. Why not both, Flash? But the next room is like the room that I came from, isn't it? Unless there's another room over here. No. All right.
There were 3 births in 1822. Greenwood.
Okay. We're on the case. Oh,
If you want to talk, I'll be at home.
okay. I need a magnifying glass. It's post office. Boop, 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 boop.
Shut. More's the pity. There's a pleasant smell of hot soup around here. What's the name? Tyler Inn.
I can go for some hot soup. Hello. Don't you walk away from me. Don't you do it.
Hey, nobody gets by Mr. Tyler's orders.
Son of a bitch. But why, though?
Hey, nobody gets by Mr. Tyler's orders.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Come back at night with that branch. Show him what's what. Nobody tells me what to do.
This well seems rather deep.
Okay. Sorry, I went to one house and nobody was home. Right. Oh, they're gone. Newcomers just stayed for the second. I mean, because it's his orders. Yes. All right.
There were 3 births in 1822. Greenwood. His house is next to Dr. Cobble's.
That's my lodging. Do 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 do. Afternoon?
Mr. Greenwood?
Oh, Lord!
Don't waste your breath. This poor sinner is deaf, dumb, and blind. A terrible accident at the time of his birth robbed him of the sights and sounds of this world.
Oh, my God. Well. Well, that sucks. All right.
There were 3 births in 1822. Greenwood.
All right. Jug's house. Should be down here, right?
An interesting way of welcoming people.
Whoop! Just scooch on out.
Nobody. I'll come back later.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Let me in.
Nobody. An interesting way of welcoming people.
It's so good. It's so good and weird.
An interesting way of welcoming people.
Oh boy. It's great that I could just trigger that. You just hit the L key to look and just make him pop out. All right.
There were 3 births in 1822.
In the fishery by the harbor.
Wah, 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 wah.
Toasty! Oh, there he is. Oh, this will be good. It's always a good idea to sneak up on, drunken people who live in hovels like this. Nothing bad can come of it.
Mr. Hambleton? Curtis Hambleton? 76 years ago, a British scientist, Lord Boleskine.
They called me Alexander Hambleton. Friend there.
Don't mention that name to me.
Wow.
Bad luck and trouble. I led him around for 3 nights. I carried the torch, the rifle, and I saw the thing.
It's a good movie. You talking about
What
the
thing?
John Carpenter or the sequel? Which one? Be more specific.
I wish I didn't remember.
No, it must be the
He'd
sequel.
drawn a map. I took him to the cross. I don't mind telling you, I was scared. Later on, I refused to go with my father to pray to the stones. So my father threw me out.
Oh.
My brother Wilbur cursed me.
Oh.
And now I live in squalid conditions.
Yeah, you look like you got some troubles there. Praying to stones, you say? I'll give you money if...
Where did you take Boleskine?
Get away from this region, mister. The Comet's coming back. It'll be here in 3 nights, and that thing's coming too. Wilbur said so, so just get away from Illsmouth while you've got time.
Nah.
Why?
Why?
If you saw what I saw, it was on the 3rd night, in the forest near the Calvary. The English guy was drawing. Then the thing appeared. I'd pay any price to forget what I saw. Now, get lost. Shoo!
What if I gave you $5?
The cross in the forest?
I don't think you understand. Go away and leave me alone.
Okay. Doop. All right. Cross in the forest. I think I got there from the tavern. Maybe? No. The lodgings. Oh, okay. That type's so slow. I heard you, but tell me everything you know. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm gonna have to end stream very suddenly here. No bubble bobble tonight. I suddenly, in the past like 15 minutes, I'm like, my stomach's been rumbling, and I'm starting to feel like, oh no, VC face freaked out for a second. I'm starting to feel a little bit queasy. I don't think it's the game. I'm getting motion sickness. I think it might have been something I ate earlier today, disagreeing with me. And it's getting close to the terrible feeling of something happening in my stomach that wants to get out. Much like whatever elder thing wants to get out of this game. So sorry again about having to start a little bit later and then having to take a break right away. But we'll come back to this next week. I'll be back on Sunday for some Dragon Warrior. We'll just be lazily grinding through that old game. If you're interested, check it out. Schedule goes up on Sunday otherwise. I may be around in collabs or something else over the weekend, but we'll see. But I'm going to go now before you get a live microphone recording of me getting sick here. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you again on the next one. So long, everyone. Bye-bye.